Hello, and what is going on, guys? It is Waffle Doge here, and I'm bringing you another gameplay video. And today I'm playing my T54E1. This was about my 6th or 7th battle, and I just recently got it. So I'm playing this match on Mountain Pass. I'm playing with two clan members. I'm playing with my buddy Rackety Gecko and Colonel Sanders. Gotta get your chicken, man. You gotta bring the chicken. So anyways, I'm playing my T54E1 tier 9, and my buddy's playing his M46 Patton, which is also a tier 9, which he has full recon or scouting crew, and he's gonna peek this middle area, and it's good but bad, I guess you could say. It's not really negative. But anyways, we're gonna be pushing the 1-2 line from the south side of this map. Now, I do not like the south side of this map. I can't stand it. The only nice thing that I really like about it is if you sit over in the H3-4 area, you can get some nice sniping shots into where this M4190 GF is sitting behind this rock. So now I'm driving along, trying to get to my position, and I managed to make it through unscathed. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna peek this middle area, see if I can not only hit anything, but get some good damage out for the team. We only have a 50% chance to win, which is, a very decent, that's a kind gesture from Wargaming. So if you can get 50%, you gotta take it. So now their team finally shows up. They have an STI and E50, and I try to drift and get around that shot, but I was not able to. So I think to myself, hey, let's help this one WZ14 out, and we're gonna push this 103. Now, as I drop shots in on this 103, I'm aiming at his upper plate or his upper mantlet or his cupola, and I managed to get the first one in and the second one in, but the third one misses, and the fourth one ricochets off of his gun mantlet. So it leaves them 103 down on 100 hit points, so I'm a little frustrated. I'm now at almost 50% health, probably about 63%ish, and now I'm just kind of fooling around, waiting for my long-ass reload to be over. So, unfortunately, our 121 has taken, or our 120 has taken a little bit of damage, and he kind of just decides to drive out into space, I guess. So now I'm trying to get in some shots in on this ST1, and I realize he's hiding his upper plate, or his lower plate, and I bounced my last two shots off an E50. So the WZ gets set on fire, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? And he just gets nuked, and it was a little unsettling. So now we're down, not in hit points. Hit points are about even between both teams, but now we're down one extra player. And then, as I speak, my buddy and his 46 Patton, and now the team just starts to crumble. I can't even go on about saying what I was about to say about how we were evening it out. So my team is just getting crushed. They're falling apart. This STI decides to run down on our T26E5, or I call it the super Pershing, or the Sherman, or Pershing Jumbo. So now I hit the STI, I get one shot in through his turret, the second one bounces. I'm a little frustrated. I had no option there, couldn't see his lower plate, and then he finally shows it. Now I'm on reload. I probably should have held on to my shells a little bit longer. I would have had two extra shots to get in the IS-3A and the M49. So I was a little frustrated. I should have taken my time, but I didn't, and I bounced a few important shots. So now all that's left is the E50. He's on 291 hit points. We have an IS-3A, and I believe the other one was the M49, and he just got torn apart. And now I focus on the IS-3A. He's gone, and then the E50 gets nuked out, by our T29, which is great. And then I'm looking at the mini map and I see we have two people at base, or one on ice road, one at base, and they just pushed across bridge. So the T29 ends up running into me. I guess that was mine and his fault. Not a big deal. Our J Panther actually was a bot, and that's why he was just sitting at the top of the hill in the back. So he did nothing the whole game. So right now, the game's not looking too bad. It's 6-5. So now I don't know the exact amount of hit points, but from what I can see on my screen, we have 400 hit points left. So we're not doing too bad. I'm at 2235 damage. I'm like, this is going to be kind of a, crappy game. We're not going to make it. Well, don't get down on yourself in bad situations, because even if it's bad and it's looking like you probably aren't going to win, you can still do it. Anything's possible. So now I'm getting even more down on myself. We're over 1,200 hit points apart in HP. Our J Panther is getting torn to shreds by the M4190, and I finally catch up to this M4190, and I just start ripping him apart. I missed my second shot. I went right under him into a track. Third shot connects, and now I'm on reload. Excuse me, not on reload. Now I'm on reload. So now I'm like, okay, now we're down 4-4. We're almost 1,700 different on hit points. I need to get across this bridge and get behind this M49 and, make something of this. So M49 peeks out. He shoots a shot that lands straight under my track. And I got 8 seconds left, so I'm like, oh God, I can't just rush him. So now I go, okay, my team's pushing. I got my WZ11114 pushing along, and my buddy and his 46 Patton are pushing too. As this is all happening, no one is near base to even think about resetting, and one of their M49s get on cap. So I rip apart this AMX M4, and I decide already before I kill him, we're going back to base. We need to, if we want to win this, we got to return to base. So now it's 3-3. Our hit points are 400 apart. Our WZ1114 is still going to engage on the J Panther and the T56E5. My buddy and his Patton is still looking the same way, trying to get some shots in, and all of a sudden the M40 gets off cap. So now in my head I'm like, okay, well, he's just got off cap. He's going to get back on. Well, that wasn't the case at all. He's nowhere to be found. So now I'm just going to go back to base, and this is where the game starts to kind of fall off and draw itself out, because now what's going to happen is their 49 or M41 isn't at my base. So I'm like, okay, so he just went back to his base. Well, as this is all happening, I'm like, well, let's just check base, make sure he's not here. And as that all happens, our WZ14 and the J Panther 2, I guess they rammed each other, or either that or they got a nice eye for an eye badge. So now it's 2-on-2. My friend is at 157 hit points. I'm at 1,007. And as far as I know, both the enemies are still 75% health or higher. So now I decide I'm going to sit and I'm going to look down toward the ice road, and I tell my friend, hey man, you got to come back. We can't afford to lose this. Just come back. We got this. So now it just kind of turns into this boring trail of us deciding what we want to do with ourselves, because we have no idea. So I just wait for him to get back. I just keep covering ice road. And our T49 is just angry with the world. our AMX M449, kind of uplifted mine in his spirits. He's like, "Yo, guys, you can do this." So, I'm sitting here like, I got an autoloader. I can do this. And then it started getting in my head. Autoloaders are bad at fighting more than one enemy. So now there's 5 minutes left in the game. My buddy has just gotten back, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, all right, this is what's gonna happen." I'm like, "You're gonna stay here at base. I am gonna go to their base and kill them and cap out." Now, this was a big decision because everyone on our team wanted us to go together. However, I thought it was in the best interest for him to stay as a safety in case, because they were both. The E5 does have that 230 millimeters of penetration, but the M4190 would probably struggle a little bit maybe on the frontal armor of the Patton. So now I'm shooting back toward their base. There's almost 4 minutes on the clock, and it's starting to get to my head. Okay, it takes about a minute 10 seconds to unload 2 full clips from this thing. So one, am I gonna find them fast enough to be able to get that many shells off? Because all I see is they have 1,000 HP each. So not paying attention, I did run into a rock. I got a little distracted. So now we're making our way up Ice Road. I probably should have been more cautious, but I looked at the time and I was like, I can't afford that. I need to get there now because my friend's still back at base. So I push up Ice Road. We're pushing. And I'm kind of like, why is no one here? Like, this doesn't seem right. So I tell my buddy to get ready back at base. I'm like, be prepared. They're probably going to cap. So this nice slow trek up the hill, 14, 15 kilometers per hour. Exciting. So I'm getting to the point where I'm like, hey dude, now's about the time you probably want to start pushing back toward their cap. And right as I'm telling him this, all of a sudden, up on the hill, a E5 pops out, and I missed my first shot. I was really frustrated, but with the way American autoloaders are on accuracy, or any autoloader in general, as soon as you stop, you really can't make those shots. But the E5 continues to back up the hill. I continue to push him, and I managed to get those shots in on his lower plate. So now I'm in reload. Now I'm like, okay, why isn't the M41 with us, or with him? They could have beaten me easily if they had just run circles around me. But anyways, so now we're waiting on, obviously, base cap. My friend is, I think he's got a damaged engine, struggling to get back. And now there's a minute 25 left on the clock, and I realize at the last second I can't cap. And I'm like, alright, so here's what I need to do. Alright, this is the part. I totally just didn't think about it in my head. And there's a minute left, and I'm like, I screwed up. So there's 57 seconds on the clock, and I decide, my friend's pushing the bridge, so I decide I'm going to push down toward the river. And as all this is happening, I have 3 shells in the container. I have 329 HP hit points left. And I'm like, okay, well, we need to find this guy. We have 35, 34, 33, and it's just counting down in my head. I'm like, well, great. And then all of a sudden, he just peeks his head out. I don't know what drove him to do that, but he bounces 2 shots off me, I don't know why he didn't just take his time and aim for my plate, because he probably could have gotten away with killing me. Granted, he didn't. I healed my driver, and I go in and I ram the M49 for 369 damage, winning the match. And there's 3 seconds left on the clock. Alrighty, guys, that was a game. I had 5,665 damage, a win rate of 7,691. I had got my top gun, and it was overall a great match. I hated the fact that it came down to 3 seconds. Now, if y'all enjoyed watching, leave a like, subscribe if you'd like, but just in case you don't, we'll meet you on the battlefield. Take it easy, tankers.